wounds that stall us. How do we stop postponing what we were born to do when we have wounds that stall us, obstacles that slow our steps? And so my question to you today is, what is it that blocks your step? What is it that is hindering you or preventing you from moving forward? We understand that Sweet Fire, the podcast tag is how to survive the flame when what attracts you burns. My question to you is, what drew you in? What attracted you? And what is it costing you? Is it childhood wounds that never healed? Is your condition now chronic? Because it's been a part of your life, a part of your the direction that your life has gone in, the plan that you've even created for your own life. Is because your condition is chronic wounds that stall us. And again, how do we stop postponing what we were born to do because of the wounds that we experience in our life? My name is Dr. Lydia Michelle Young. I'm here with my co-host, Intercessor J'eanine Nichole. Appreciate you being here. This is middle of the week, Wednesday, midweek refreshing fire. And we are thankful and excited about the word that God is sending, that God is bringing, that God is presenting, that God is birthing, that is bringing healing to the lives of his people, those of you who are listening and tuning in. Intercessor, why don't you greet the people with a big God bless you?
God bless you, people of God. God bless you. I love the posing questions, if you will, those posing questions that cause people to look within, right? To ask themselves, not to ask anybody else, but to ask themselves, right? Those posing questions that will make some uncomfortable, because when we ask those questions, right, it makes us uncomfortable because we're having to search back. We're having to look within. We're having to visit some very uncomfortable thoughts, some very uncomfortable emotions, So I love those questions. And unfortunately, those are questions that they're not asked, when we go into church, right? Those questions are not the kind of questions that we hear asked from the pulpit, It's those kinds of questions that when one asks one's self, those types of questions begin that healing process. So again, I love the way that the Lord used you to open up this episode for this evening. And again, God bless you, everyone.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wounds, Intercessor, wounds. I mean, they have written many of our futures. Many of us have allowed the wounds, the hurt, the pain, the scrapes, the burns, the bruises, the cuts to shape our future, to write our future, to direct us, to control us. How do we step away from that? How do we find a way forward so that we can do what it is, my goodness, we were born to do? That's another posing question. How do we survive that flame? My God, that cut. We were attracted, right? We got cut, we got burned. Some of us have been abandoned. Some of us have been abused. Some of us have been raped. Some of us have been molested. Some of us have been stabbed in the back. Some of us, we didn't grow up with our parents. We were in foster homes, foster care, childhood trauma. How it affects many's lives today. Why? Because it's still with you. You haven't healed. You haven't gotten over it. You haven't found a way forward. You gotta understand this. Your next step matters. Your next step. We talked about the divine window of grace. Grace to move forward. And so here's a little nudge for you. A nudge, a boost. Grace. The divine window of grace is open. My God. And you can heal today. And you can move forward. You can move forward. Come on, intercessor, jump in.
Yeah. And then when you throw, generation, right? Generations into that, because you and I, close to the same generation, and our upbringing, a lot of times, those within our generation, and then, let's just be honest, people of color, right? People of color coming up in households, it's really not popular to revisit some painful experiences. It's really not popular to revisit, those unfortunate circumstances that have affected so many. It's not popular, to visit those painful moments in life. But what is popular? To sweep it under the rug, and then unfortunately, so many, they get older in age, but they're not really developing. They're not maturing. They're stunted in their emotional growth. So much so to where when they encounter another life circumstance, another battle, another war, right, another uncomfortable experience, they go into that experience really not knowing how to deal with it, because they were never taught how to face, those painful moments in life and how to overcome. They were taught just the opposite, how to sweep it under the rug, how to step over the experience instead of getting down and dirty with the experience and facing those uncomfortable emotions. So it's unfortunate, but generation, right? Ethnicity, nationality, those can play a part in determining whether or not one is going to deal and face it so they can come up, or if they're going to fold.
I appreciate you sharing that. It is so important, taking that step forward, moving forward, to connect with who God says you are. Connect with the real you, the inner you, the core you, the heart of who you are, the heart of who God created you to be. Make that connection so you can process and release. Process and release. When we closed out last week, we talked about forgiveness. Forgiving those who hurt you, forgiving those who do you wrong, call you names. Forgive yourself. Forgive those who have done you wrong. Forgive yourself for what you have done wrong to yourself. So, let go, process, and release. Come on, jump in as we get ready to close.
Process and release. Yeah, absolutely. Process and release. One of the mantras, some of you have heard me say this in times past, previous episodes, and those of you who tune into the Flaming Sword Prayer Ministry, the mantra, right? It takes strength to heal. It takes strength to heal. Healing is painful, but it is worth the process. It's worth the process. And we began this episode with asking, how do we cope? How do we deal with, the unfortunate circumstances in life that, have burned us, have wounded us? How do we face that? How do we deal with this so it doesn't stunt our growth, so it doesn't stop us from developing emotionally, spiritually? How is it that we do that? We have to look at it head on. Those things who have that deeply wounded us, in order to heal and to grow past that, we have to revisit. We have to revisit. We got to face, reality that those circumstances, they made us feel some type of way. They devastated us. They hurt us. We have to own it, right? Accountability in healing. in healing, there's accountability, there's self-accountability.
Mm-hmm.
There's self-accountability, taking accountability for self, acknowledging that wounded us, that hurt us. That's how the healing process begins.
Yeah. Identifying that emotion. Motion, those things that move us. Emotion. Feelings that move us. My goodness. And so I heard this a little earlier, that many who are wounded are still dealing with the wounds that stall us. The wounds, you have thoughts or feelings that person that did you wrong is indebted to you. It's indebted to you because of how they did you. But I heard this: cancel the debt. Cancel the debt that you're holding against that person. Process and release. You have anything else to share before we close?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, when we revisit, the episode from last week, how we ended it with forgiving those who have done you wrong, right? It was brought out last week, and this is very important for people to really come to understand. This I hear this, so I'm gonna say this quickly, right? There's forgiveness, right? There's spirit of forgiveness, right? And forgiveness, the spirit of forgiveness, we as a people have to, ask God to give us the spirit of forgiveness. What is the spirit of forgiveness? The spirit of forgiveness is for us to be able to forgive others. The spirit of forgiveness is for us, right, to be able to forgive others. And again, what we brought out last week, forgiving others, it has nothing at all to do with the other person, people of God. Forgiving somebody has nothing at all to do with that other person. The spirit of forgiveness is for us. It's for us. Again, it goes back to that accountability. When we forgive those who have wronged us, God smiles upon us, right? It takes strength to even forgive somebody. So forgiving another is helping us. It's helping us to develop spiritually. It's helping us to develop emotionally, and it's strengthening us. It's helping to build us up, to build up the character, right, that God has installed in us to even become. So forgiving others is about helping us to heal, helping us to develop, and helping us to grow up.
I love that. And so here it is. Father, forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us. Peace be to you. Peace be to your house. And peace be to all you have.